Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the Applied ML Summit. I'm Christine Stewart, Customer Advocate and Account Manager here at Google Cloud. And I have the unique opportunity to kick off today's session with SADA and WorkFusion for operationalizing AI and automation with digital workers. Organizations are asking themselves, how can we do more with less and embed automation in our internal and external processes? Automation is ever so more important, especially amid the Great Resignation. It's so much more when you think about AI and ML than training a model. How do you operationalize the entire process and life cycle to solve a business problem, not just for today, but in the future? Enter WorkFusion. WorkFusion, an intelligent automation provider, has married the art and science of machine learning and automation to bring digital workers, which you'll hear about momentarily, to their customers that can execute tasks like expanding operational capacity for areas like anti-money laundering and know your customer in banking. I'm thrilled to introduce Peter Cousins, Chief Technology Officer here at WorkFusion, and San Tonprasert, SADA Customer Engineering Manager for the Northeast, as they discuss the business value that WorkFusion brings to their customers, why WorkFusion chose Google Cloud, and how they're using machine learning today. Without further ado, I'll hand it to San.
Thank you, Christine. So Peter, can you tell us what is a digital worker?
Yes, a digital worker is a personification of our automation functionality, performing a complete task that normally would be done by people. Now, our platform has a lot of capabilities: omni-channel information gathering and inputting, machine learning for doing document extraction, as well as decisioning. And, it can be complex and with that power. We found that by completing it and packaging it, it made it more easy for people to consume, more easy to be successful quickly. And so our digital workers actually took a cue from our customers, who began to name these automations that they built themselves on our platform. And we love the idea that ML could feel like a member of the team. Our digital workers, like I said, complete knowledge worker work. So things that were grunt work but required judgment done by people on the team before. So this can include things like Evelyn, who's our entity sanctions screening analyst and adverse media monitoring analyst. This kind of entity screening is a key part of doing KYC. We've had numerous banks who have used Evelyn to reduce the labor involved in doing level 1 KYC work dramatically, as much as 90%. And the way Evelyn works is ingest data from multiple channels, from documents, extracts data, does pre-processing and post-processing, does analysis of similarity and differences when it comes to sanctions hits, builds a case as to why this is a false positive or a true positive, or if it's somewhere in between, enumerates the reasoning for and against, so that a human operator can more quickly make a decision. Now, Evelyn can also do adverse media monitoring. Adverse media monitoring is something where you search the web, and using Google search, for example, to pull back a series of articles that may indicate that someone would be a problem to do business with, whether that is a company or an individual, because of criminal or reputational risk reasons. And we also can use data sources like Dow Jones and LexisNexis to complete the picture. But at the end, what you need to do is use natural language processing to both understand whether the article is on target, whether the entity that you're talking about is actually the subject of the problem, and whether this problem is being, definitively a problem for doing business with this party, right? So the same kind of dossier annotation of, definitely not, definitely yes, and somewhere in between, and need a second pair of eyes on it to complete the picture, is a key part of Evelyn doing the job. Both in terms of taking the easy decisions off the table and being able to do straight through processing without a person involved, as well as knowing what she doesn't know and when it's best for a person to take over, but doing enough work that that person's job is much easier. So people can take digital workers like Evelyn, and they can use them as inspiration on how to build their own digital workers. because it's effectively an open box that lets you see how it works, so you can learn the best practices and capabilities you might not otherwise have understood that the platform can do. We see people then take these lessons and build their own digital workers, which they then keep as their own proprietary advantage, or they ask us to take over to bring to a broader audience.
Got it. And why is Google Cloud Platform such an important part of WorkFusion?
Well, Google Cloud is a platform that many of our largest customers were making big bets on. And they turned to us as a trusted provider and said, we want you to run there. So that was what inspired our first look. When we took a closer look, we were quite happy by how seamless it was and how well designed the platform was. And really like the way the Google Cloud Marketplace makes it easy to acquire and deploy solutions very quickly.
So on the more technical side of things, can you explain to us how machine learning is operationalized today as part of your software, more specifically your digital workers?
Yeah. So a key part of operationalizing is the standardization that comes from using standard packaged digital workers across multiple companies. By so doing, number one, we can get started very quickly. We have the complete functionality ready to go. Usually we can have a pre-trained model that we arrive with that comes bundled with the digital worker that can get you started at a pretty great level of performance on at day zero, but also allows for incremental retraining or complete retraining at the customer's decision in order to get results that are more tailored to that customer. By having standardization, though, it also allows for you to do federated and other kinds of network learning that would otherwise be impossible if all the models across all the different companies were idiosyncratically different. So that's a key part of operationalizing it, is that standardization. Second part is what we call the citizen data scientist. A lot of people talk about citizen developer, but we're quite keen on making it very simple in very simple problems to allow even business users to define things like how a document should be automatically ingested by giving it simple guidance and elements to be extracted in a small number of examples. Making that automatically generated, automatically evaluated, and automatically updated makes it a lot easier for people. Next, by having these standardized models, many of our customers who are in high impact industries, whether that's banking and insurance, or whether that's things where the stakes are high, model risk management is becoming a very common factor. Model risk management takes a lot of bandwidth potentially from practitioners who are trying to build bespoke data science models. And by standardizing the production of model risk management reports from within our platform, it just really streamlines the ability of getting those things approved and into production.
And is there a way that Google Cloud is actually making these digital workers more accessible for your customer as well?
I think it comes down to marketplace more than anything else. Having people be able to discover us within Google Cloud Marketplace, see Evelyn's resume as her marketplace page effectively, understand the skills, be able to learn more, but also with just a single click, having Google Deployer stand up Evelyn in the customer's virtual private cloud or WorkFusion's makes it so much simpler to adopt than traditional enterprise software.
Got it. Thank you, Peter. I'm going to actually send this back over to Christine.
Peter, first and foremost, thank you so much for choosing Google Cloud. San, thank you for the time today as well. To the team, that's all the time that we have here today. Many thanks again to Peter and to San.